good morning, June 19th, FOMC day. I just wanted to address a couple of comments. So one person is asking, what do I use to determine levels? When I was talking about 74.80 and then 75.30 and then 7600. Unfortunately, the person who taught me that, I had to sign an agreement, a copyright agreement and so on, that I will not be teaching this approach, but it's really not necessary. Again, there is no one approach. There are many, many approaches. So when you look at this market, what do you see? So ask yourself, is this since close of yesterday, right? I'm on a Eastern time zone, so market closes 4 o'clock. Since 4 o'clock, are we trending? I think the answer is obvious. We are not trending. This is definitely a range-bound market. We have a couple of highs that are tested and rejected. Then we have a couple of lows here. Again, areas, right? Zones, not to the tick. We have a couple of zones that are tested and looks like rejected. So when you look at a chart, train your eye to see what the chart is telling you. This is a language, just like any other language. It tells you something. So the question was, do I use Elliott waves or Fibonacci? No, I do not. I am not smart enough. I don't know this wave counting and Fibonacci percentages, and I know there are indicators, they do it for you, and I don't really get it. I don't think it has to be as complicated as that. Take a look at the volume. Again, just train your eye to see something should pop into your eye immediately. What is that? Do you see every time we're selling, volume is popping up? Selling, volume popping up. Selling, volume popping up. And what happens after that? Price goes higher. Price goes higher. So let me ask you, who is buying here and who is selling here? Who moves the markets? Is it retail traders like us trading 1 or 2 or 4 contracts? Or is it big institutions, huge funds, the George Soros types who trade tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of contracts? Who is in control of market movement in general? Price coming down with volume coming up. Price coming down with volume coming up. Someone is buying. Price coming down with volume coming up. Someone is buying. That's really that's as far as I can go with this, but you should be able to look at a chart. Now you see, all I have here is a simple volume indicator. I don't have a whole bunch of lines and percentages and indicators on the chart. Take a look at this chart and compare it to, let's say, yesterday. So let's say yesterday before market opens, 9:30 my time, so right around here, let's say, is this overnight market the same as this market? Is it the same? No, right? Very different. Very different. How about the day before? Again, around 9:30 my time, so maybe like around here somewhere. So again, not exactly the same, but you should notice points being tested constantly. Points, areas, zones being tested. Zones are created constantly, and you have to watch for that. My templates, and the reason I also have so much trouble answering another question that was answered about creating and optimizing templates, is because I really don't optimize, in a sense that I don't use the Ninjatrader strategy optimizer analyzer and input a whole bunch of variables and see what works best. My templates are centered around market activity, because to me this says something. This what looks like random and what looks like meaningless activity, to me, actually, it says a lot. And I know already that this point, this zone, let's say anywhere from 63 down to 60, so 76, 65, maybe down to 66, 60, it's going to be an important area. What other area is important? Well, I know that this area here is important right around 7,700, 7690. Again, we're talking about zone, not prices to the tick. 7690 to 7700, that's important. So we're talking about roughly 35, 40 points, right? Here's what I know for a fact. Before today is over, one of these points is going to be broken. Do I know which one? No. Okay, so the market just opened. This is my funded account, and today's template is filtered by the daily open range. Like I said, I might have a slight bias to the upside, but all I know is that either 60 or 90 will get broken. I am slightly more bullish than bearish, but today I'm going to get the arbitrator to decide which way he's going to take it. As you can see, I have both longs and shorts checked, and this daily open range will determine which direction the arbitrator wants to go in. If we're trading below it, it's going to take the short on a break of the precision trend. And there we go. Looks like might have a short over here. Here it is. Okay, so we have a short. Not too crazy about a short, to be honest. But I have to try and keep my subjective thoughts to myself here. It's either 60 or it's 90. If we break 60, I think very quickly we're going to get down. I think the next step is around 40. I forgot to show you. This is count. So they started off fast and now they're slowing down. Right. Eventually they're going to have to decide, is it 60 or is it 90? The arbitrator, based on the daily open range, decided they're going to try 60 first. Let's see if it's right. Here we go. Selling off. Most people don't like to trade FOMC day. I really don't mind. I would not trade right before, but first thing in the morning, I don't find it too difficult. I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. Trading is always difficult. What I mean is I don't find it to be too unusual. Maybe a bit slow. Like right now it looks a bit slow. So they're right in the middle between 60 and 90. My dog is barking. Give me 1 minute. By the way, in the other monitor, I have the setup from yesterday, if you remember, the 2-minute precision trend, and then the small chart, super ankle 4 tick with the auto trader. to take longs or shorts based on the 2-minute chart. Well, that 2-minute chart went negative. Okay, we got first target. Yeah, so that 2-minute chart went negative, and I'm going to try and switch the recording to the other monitor if we have a test of the precision trend from underneath to try and take a short trade. So my own account is designated for that setup for today. There's just not enough real estate on this screen for 3 different charts. I just would not be able to work like that. Can they break the 60? Can they break the 60? If they can, it's going to be a very quick day for this template, for this account. And they can, and here is my target, $600 minus commission and maybe some slippage a little bit. All right, let me quickly now go to the other chart.
Okay, another excellent video and commentary from Jim. The video ended abruptly as Jim tried to switch screens. He has 3 monitors, and he was trying to switch screens to show us a trade, I believe, in his personal account. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see that trade. It wasn't recorded, but it was a winning trade. It was a really nice trade. But I wanted to tell you that, and also just wanted to speak briefly, since the video ended abruptly, about finding support and resistance levels. This is a 5-minute chart of the NASDAQ, and so the auto trader had the opening range filter plotted, and I went ahead and added it to the chart here. So you can see the open range filter, and of course that was spot on, and he took the short trade, and not only did it break 40, but it sold all the way down to, I think he was looking for it to break the 60 level, but it sold all the way down to 76.40. And what I wanted to point out is here's the opening range from the previous day, and notice that that sell-off was right down to the opening range of the previous day, which also provided support here. And then at the FOMC announcement, this low here coincided with the high of the previous week. So next week, not next week, but tomorrow, I'm going to make a video to show you how to select levels of support and resistance in the marketplace just using this one indicator. It's not that difficult to do with our volume profile once you understand the concept of the high and low of the value area and the point of control. Equally as important is the high and low for the day and the open for the day, and also the same for the weekly levels. And we will get into all that in a video specifically devoted to finding support and resistance on the charts. Thanks for watching.